Hi, I'm Sandy Steinman from Background Checks Express, your source for accurate, affordable, and accessible pre-employment and tenancy background screening information. In our previous videos, we've discussed some horror stories regarding poor hiring decisions made by employers who fail to employ safe hiring techniques, and we looked at the ongoing costs that bad hires produce. In our next couple of videos, we're going to look at what it takes to prove negligent hiring on the part of an injured plaintiff. And we'll also look at some of the defenses that are offered in negligent hiring cases. Remember though, we said earlier that defendants lose these cases 79% of the time at an average cost of over $1 million. To prove negligent hiring, the injured party or the surviving family members must prove injury. They've got to prove the existence of a duty of care owed towards the plaintiff. They've got to prove that the employer breached the duty of care and prove that there's a connection between negligent hiring and the injury. In today's video, we're going to focus on injury. If a lawsuit for negligent hiring is going to be successful, the plaintiff must prove that there's an injury. The injury can be physical, emotional, property loss or damage, or even identity theft. Here's some examples of successful injury claims. In the first case, the plaintiff was a hitchhiker. She sued the employer of a truck driver who offered the plaintiff a ride in his truck, and then he raped her. Here's another one. The plaintiffs, who were the parents of a murder victim, brought suit against her employer. A co-worker in her office murdered her after using work records to gain access to her home address. One more. The plaintiff, an industrial contractor, sued the company it hired to perform janitorial services. A janitor stole cash from desks over several nights and then burnt down the building in order to cover up the theft. And we can end this series of injury claims with the suit brought by the family of a truck driver who was killed when a timber truck driver struck the deceased driver. The family won $7 million by showing that a simple background check, which was not performed by the timber company, would have shown 2 license revocations on the timber truck driver's record, which would certainly have kept the driver from being hired. In the next video, we'll go on to examine the duty of care that's owed to the plaintiff. But by now, I hope you've decided you don't want to be a defendant in a negligent hiring lawsuit. And if that's the case, just call me at 844-727-3366 and I'll get you started with an affordable and customized background checking program. Remember folks, employee problems are caused by problem employees, and I'll help you avoid those problems.